Hey everyone, it's Shane, and I'm gonna talk about how you could possibly enjoy Genshin Impact right now. I mean, I've read comments, I've read threads, I've read literally everywhere that people are feeling burnt out now. I don't know how much of that is true. It is obviously the vocal minority, but if you're watching this, if you're burnt out on Genshin, you could follow some of these things that I usually do when I feel tired of the game. And usually it's in the second half of the patch, like when the events are all over and you're just waiting for a new patch to come up, those last 2 weeks or so, which is probably the dead weeks. So if you're ever feeling that, what I feel, or if you're feeling burnt out because you explored everything on the first day, hats off to you if you do that. I don't know why you do that, but still. So if you're burnt out, you could possibly do this. First, try other games. It's not that difficult. It is not difficult to leave Genshin Impact. Don't open the game or just open it, do your dailies and just shut it off. It takes literally 15 minutes to do your dailies. That's it. That's the amount of gameplay. You don't even need to waste your resin, because most of the time if you're chasing after weekly missions, you can just possibly do the events. You can do some bosses here and there, but it's gonna get done. You don't have to worry about spending all that 150 in one day. You can just chill. That's what I do. Just chill sometimes. Log in for about 15 minutes or so, then log out. That's it. That's my Genshin Impact. It's easy. It's actually very easy, You don't have to bitch about it every day. There's no content, there's no end game, there's no this, there's no that. Obviously, if there is something like, I don't know, pure fiction or simulated universe from Star Rail and Genshin, that would be a benefit. But in the end, majority of the players are just going to do it once and then get it over with. What I do is pure fiction refreshes today, alright? I do it once, I get the rewards, and then I completely forget about it until the next reset happens. That's what I do with Spiral Abyss. That's what I do with Simulated Universe, Memory of Chaos, literally every endgame mode in every game that I play. Arc Knights, you have that Annihilation missions over there. I just get that 1800 Originium or random, and then I'm done. I don't care about it anymore. This is what you should do. You should try other games. You don't have to cry about it. Obviously, endgame is a must, but you have this entire open world game. It's not turn-based. It's not a corridor game. It's not something like Mario or Tetris or something where you just run a level and you're done. You have a giant open world. It's kind of like similar to The Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed, where you have events happening, you have dialogues happening, and involve yourself in the lore of the world. Just explore new regions. You're gonna find some of the chests, you're gonna find some of the caves unexplored. And if you've just explored everything, just touch grass. Please touch grass, because you guys just scare me. You see? More games. Play more games. Genshin isn't everything. On that, I could probably tell you which games you could play depending on your situation. Like if you have a PC or a PlayStation or something like that, buy some AAA games. Play The Witcher 3. Play Spider-Man. Play Batman Arkham. I don't know. If you're not into that, play Call of Duty. If you're into the World War type games, Call of Duty is the Battlefield. Or if you're into some zombie type stuff, Resident Evil, what was that game? Left 4 Dead. Or Dying Light. You have these brilliant games, story-driven games that are also open world. And that is not gacha. These games are proper. You just play it and you get everything. You can play that. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you can go play Zelda, Pokemon. I don't know what else games do they have. Xenoblade Chronicles, I think. I have heard something about it, but I've never really seen it. And then what? You have Pal World on Steam, which is actually doing pretty great numbers right now for some reason. Who wouldn't like that game? It's hilarious. Then if you want to play a looter shooter game, you have The Division, this new game, Suicide Squad, which is, not gonna lie, I absolutely hate that game. I mean, the story they just butchered every Arkham character. If they literally just said that game in another universe, I would have been completely fine, but whatever. But if that's your type, go play that. If you are a console type person, Assassin's Creed, and what? Cyberpunk. Yes, we have so many games. We have so many games available. You can play it. If you're on mobile, like, some people can't afford a PC or a PlayStation or a console, something like that, and their only shot is playing on a mobile. Fate Grand Order. Gacha game, absolutely sucks, but the story is top tier. Arc Knights. Gacha game. Gacha is actually pretty good, but the gameplay sucks. It's like too hard. I mean, people cry about Memory of Chaos and Spiral Abyss, right? Now take that difficulty and multiply it by around 10 or so. It's a tower defense game, so like, yes, imagine. It's like, how should I put it? Clash of Clans, maybe? Not really, but yeah, it's something like that. Then you have, as I said, Clash of Clans. Yeah, that game. You have so many games available. Honkai Impact. Then you have Reverse 1999. You have, I don't know, if you want to dive into something more casual, I can recommend Flow Free. It's a really good game. It's actually one of my games that I play whenever I'm utterly bored. And then you have games that use your brain, Sudoku, something like that. There are so many games out there that you could play, but no, you want to cry about endgame content in Genshin because you want to stick to that one single game that you just started with. There are so many things out there. Okay, if you don't want to play games, read a book, watch a movie, watch a TV show. I can recommend you some. In books, I'm more of a fantasy type person, so Percy Jackson series. The TV show is also pretty good. Don't watch the movies suck. Shadowhunters is actually a really good series. If you're interested, you can dive into some mature novels if you're like around 2024, my age. Sidney Sheldon, good novels. Stephen King. And then what? Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you're okay with it, but Harry Potter is actually a really good book, like series. I mean, I don't know whether, like, I was born in the 2000s. I grew up with Harry Potter, so I have like a nostalgic attachment to it. I don't know if you're born post 2010 or so, you wouldn't have that because you didn't grow up with it. So yeah, but I would recommend it. It's a good book to read. For movies, you can just watch anything. Like there are so many movies out there. I just recently watched Blade Runner and it's absolutely amazing. Top tier movie. Currently watching Fast and Furious series, which because I wanted something dumb. This movie is actually pretty fun to like distract yourself from the gacha, from the gaming world a bit. You can't stay inside that phone, inside that screen forever. It's insane. Also, listen to music, just chillax, enjoy. I mean, if you feel burnt out on Genshin, there are plenty of games out there. You don't have to just force yourself to play that same game over and over again just because you're bored. You can leave the game for a week or so, come back to it later, you'll find more stuff, maybe you'll find a new perspective. How I keep myself entertained with the game is because I make videos, headcanon stuff. So whenever I play, I'm just roaming about, thinking about stuff. When I see a beautiful NPC, I click a few photos with them. I form some stories, I post it on my channel, post it on my community tab. For my birthday videos, I make random stories and I enjoy the characters. Now, there are a few things that I would like Genshin to implement, like, I just told you how to avoid burnout, right? Now I'm gonna criticize however what they could possibly do in Genshin. First off, they really need to introduce a new gaming mode. Pure fiction, something like pure fiction would be absolutely amazing, like the point system. because the spiral abyss timer thing is actually pretty dumb. Not gonna lie, I actually hate it. If they have a point system where you like enemies continuously spawn and you have to reach a certain set of point to get certain stars, Pure Fiction is actually much easier, I feel, compared to Memory of Chaos in Star Rail. So I think it would appeal more towards the casual crowd in Genshin. And those people that don't even bother to attempt the abyss because of its stupid rules and such. So yeah, need a new endgame mode. Simulated universe, I don't think it would work well, because then you'd have to introduce a new entire set of artifact system or something like that. The simulated universe is basically your domains for Star Rail for another artifact set. It's just artifact farming, relic farming. So yeah, but they could possibly introduce a way to give acquaint fates. I always think that they should revamp the the bounty and the commission system that we have, the weekly commissions and bounties. I mean, just getting Mora isn't enough, and most of the time when you reach reputation level 10, you just completely forget about it. So what they could possibly do over there is revamp the entire thing, like give acquaint fates for it, not intertwined. I'm not asking for intertwined because it's a weekly thing, like the simulated universe gives one permanent banner ticket, right, for every run. They could potentially give 2 acquaint fates, like do 3 commissions, you get 1 acquaint fate, and do 3, what should I say, the bosses that you have, the weekly fights and all, and you get 1 acquaint fate. So that would be a good way to like increase the permanent banner income, because as of right now you have absolutely no way to get acquaint fates apart from that monthly shop reset, and if you level up your characters. But like, imagine this, take a scenario where you have every character leveled up and you're at AR 60, so like the monthly reset is just your only hope, and that's actually kind of sad, because they really need to add something that like a permanent sort of way to at least get 1 or 2 permanent wishes per week or so, since we don't have that selection of your like a user selection 5-star character thing that Star Rail had for like 300 pulls. So I think, yeah, we need something like that. That's one thing that I think matters the most, like that bugs me the most, more than endgame. Like endgame isn't really an annoying thing, because for the end game I just shut Genshin and switch over to another game or watch something or something like that. The first 10 minutes of whatever I ranted, that's what I do when there's no end game in Genshin. Like, you just switch over to another game, because in the end, it's a mobile game and they have to like limit you somehow. So 160 resonance is good enough. I mean, I don't want to play for like 3 hours a day when like on a dead patch. I mean, we have new patches right now, so we have world quests, we have areas to explore. That's good. I can spend the entire day in Genshin right now, but ask me this 2 weeks later when I've completed Chenyu Whale, when I've literally nothing else to do, I'll probably switch over to Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Cyberpunk or so, and I'll just play that. It's like, yeah, that's what you should do when you're burnt out in Genshin. Apart from that, the improvements that I was saying, yeah. We need more permanent characters. Like, we have playable characters, right? In Star Rail, you have those playable characters placed at certain locations where they just talk to you, and even though they just repeat their lines like every other game does, it feels like they're there. Genshin, they just get erased from the face of the planet. They're not there anymore. So yeah, that's one other thing. Like, it would be nice if they could just like stand somewhere. I don't know, I don't want to take photos with them. If I have a Shenhe standing somewhere, I can just, whenever I get Ganyu or Xianyu, I could just go up to her and click a photo or so, and it'd be much easier. And that's one other bug. The reward part, the Genshin could never drama. The Genshin could never. It doesn't bother me much. It doesn't bother me at all, because I'm honestly content with whatever the game gives me right now. I'm not greedy. And yeah, it kind of sucks at times when like Genshin doesn't regard you or like praise you for your support. Like, you have other games. You have FGO, who for the 5th anniversary created a really beautiful promotional video, and with Mash and all saying lines, and it just resonated with you, and it's like, thank you for supporting us. I mean, through the words of Mash, obviously, like she just says my master or something, and it was cute, it was nice, it touched you. Same thing with Arc Knights, where you have the Undertides trailer. Like, if you watch the Undertides trailer, you have that epic Skadi Alter, Katset reveal, and then you have the new skins and all, and then at the end, they just add a tiny line that just says, we couldn't have been here without you. And all that's just a tiny line. To the players, it means a lot, because that means that the developers really appreciate the support that the players have shown. With Genshin, I mean, since it's just a huge behemoth right now, and nobody, I mean, I know Hoyos also doesn't really care that much about it, so because it's running good, people are enjoying it, and they're pushing out content on a regular basis, so there's no problem anywhere. But still, I would appreciate it if, like, if they released a video so where the Paimon just said, like, thanks for supporting us for the past 3 years or so, or like, thanks for being along, or something like that. It's just a personal thing, though. Like, I would really appreciate that. It's a game that I enjoy, so I don't really mind it that much. Like, unlike the few Twitter folks over there that just can't, like, I don't know, I feel like Twitter is just a whole new world, and they just can't step out of that Twitter scene. Like, when they get into the real world, they just are confused. What's here? But yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, endgame isn't really a thing for me, because I think Spiral Abyss is enough artifact farming. Like, once, I'm not a hardcore farmer, and the people mostly crying about it are those that stream every day. And this game, like, without this game, they're literally nothing. Those people, I think, cry about it. I mean, if I can't make content on this, I'll just switch over to another game. I'll make content on something else. I have so many games. Like, games are endless. They're never gonna end. That's the beauty of it. And content is like, it's how you utilize that games, like the game's creativeness. Like, with Star Rail, I could get creative. I could probably make some story or stuff, because it has that semi-open world thing over there. It's gonna take time. I might figure out something, but I can do it if that's the only game. Fate Grand Order, I started making content for it as well. The advanced quest, the challenge quest, and all. It's kind of fun. Arc Knights, yeah, I don't touch Arc Knights. That game is tough. I mean, it makes me cry at times. Even though I have a really good team right now, it still makes me cry. But yeah, whatever. Cyberpunk, Arkham, any game, that's the beauty of content creation. The game doesn't make you. You make the content. The content doesn't make you. So, yeah, no, I don't really find the crying about endgame as that much of a big concern, or the artifact slot system. Like, the people, like, the thing that people want the most. I don't feel that those things are absolutely important right now. However, I do feel that the quaint fate should be more. Game is still very good. I mean, it's optimized. It's a good game. I mean, I have had more crashes on Star Rail compared to Genshin, and Star Rail's been out for like, I don't know, 10 or 11 months or so. Genshin's been out for like 3 years now, 3.5 years. And I've had more crashes in Star Rail. Like, the screen just goes black for some reason. I have no idea why, but it just goes completely blank. But whatever. Yeah, if you're burnt out on Genshin, play something else. Honestly, don't cry about it on Twitter. Don't cry cry about it on Reddit or YouTube or somewhere else. Go play another game. It's not that hard. I told you a few games. If you want more games, you can just comment down below, ask me, like, I want to play a game like this. Do you know anything? I'll reply. I'll tell you a few games. Because I played games my whole life. Like up till now, I'm 23 years old. And I started gaming when I was like 3 or 4 years old on Windows. I think I used to play Solitaire and Minesweeper, and then I had that Toy Story 2 game and a Tarzan game, and got Simpsons. I mean, I played plenty of games. So, yeah, if you want some ideas, I can give you some games, no problem. But honestly, stop crying about it. It's just a game in the end. They're not entitled to give you something. And they're not entitled to cater to your needs just because you play the game. That's what I think majority of the sane people do. Like when they're bored of something, they switch over to something else. And that's what I feel Genshin players should also do. Like there is an entire universe of games out there. Genshin Impact isn't the only game. It's like the Fortnite problem right now. Where those Fortnite kids thought that, I don't know, Kratos was a Fortnite character and Deadpool was a Fortnite character, and I don't know, Indiana Jones, John Wick. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem the Genshin Impact people also have. Some people, not everyone. But yep. So play something else. Touch grass. Go meet your friends. Watch a movie. Listen to some songs. If you're bored with Genshin, they roll out patches every 6 weeks. You're gonna get something in about a week or so. So it's alright. Just explore something else. Take some time, paint something, draw something, write something. You know, if you're a creative person, you can do anything. If you're working in a job, focus on that. Like when you're bored, do something else.
With pleasure.
Or just make funny videos like I do. Or story videos. Yep, whatever suits you. But still, don't cry about it, please. It's not the end. And this game isn't going to die. So your small comments or your Genshin could never or your 1-star reviews isn't going to do anything to this. That's a fact. And even though it hurts, you just gotta accept it.
I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone.
Also with that, I'm gonna end this. Hope you enjoyed this controversial take, obviously, because I pretty much presented a balanced, neutral, or maybe a biased take. I don't know how you perceive it, but yeah. So that's it for now. If you liked my take, if you are like-minded like me, subscribe please. You know, love the support. If you want, have a good day. You can dislike. I don't care. I don't care. I've lost many subscribers. I've seen many dislikes. It just happens. Slowly and gradually will grow. But yeah. So that's all for now. Goodbye.